Hey everyone, I'm currently in Edinburgh. I'll be heading home tomorrow, but I thought I would do a little Edinburgh book haul because there's some amazing bookshops here, and I've had a good time shopping. So yeah, I just thought I'd share with you what I picked up. So first up, I headed to Argonaut Books down on Leith Walk, and I got I Hear You're Rich by Diane Williams. I don't know if you can see that. In front of an enormous bay window, which is great for light in one way, but it's also really, really bright. Anyway, I Hear You're Rich by Diane Williams. This is a collection of short stories. I say short stories, like flash fiction. Diane Williams writes microfictions. So some of these are just literally a page, 2 pages long. That's it. That's the whole story. And I love that kind of thing. Just little brief moments captured and little tiny stories within moments that pass by without really being noticed. So I was really keen to have a look at this and see what it's like. Also from Argonaut Books, I caught this. I just saw this and thought it was cute. It's The Swedish Art of Aging Well: Finding Joy in the Everyday. It's by, who's it by? Margareta Magnusson, and it's just each chapter is sort of advice for things that older people wish they'd done differently or think that they did right that helped them. So some of the chapter titles are Have a Gin and Tonic with a Friend, The World is Always Ending, Don't Leave Empty-Handed, I Died 7 years ago but Lived, Volunteer as Much as You Can, Take Care of Your Hair if you have any, Treat Little Children, Big Children and Grandchildren as you want to be treated, Don't Fall Over and Other Practical Tips for Graceful Aging. I could do with reading that carefully. Take care of something every day. Keep an open mind. Eat chocolate. Wear stripes. Surround yourself with younger people. And bonus thoughts and tips on death cleaning. But yeah, that just made me smile when I was in the bookstore, so I picked it up. From there, I went further up Leith Walk to Toppings, which is kind of Piccadilly Place, top of the walk way, if you know Edinburgh. And I popped in and I got the new Julian Barnes. They had a signed first edition, which, I mean, how can you not really? I really enjoyed the Julian Barnes that I read last year. It was the first one of his that I'd read, and it sat with me. There were bits of it that irritated me. I mean, mainly to do with character, but there's nothing wrong with not liking your lead character. It doesn't kind of take away from the pleasure of reading the book. And that book kind of sat with me for a while afterwards, and I really the prose style was gorgeous. So I wanted to read something else of his, and then I saw an interview, I think it was in The Guardian, where he was talking about the fact that this was going to be his last book, and it was coming out, and I thought, well, that's kind of serendipitous. So I picked this up. It's called Departures. I don't know anything about it, but like I say, based on the one that I read last year, I'm hoping for a similar prose style, which will be a good time regardless of what the story's about. So I'm excited about that one. And then I was up on Princess Street, and I just headed into Waterstones because it was raining and so cold. So I nipped in there. I had a book token to spend, so I was looking to use it. So first up, I got, I'm going to mispronounce this name, Kirill Bonfiglioli. Bonfiglioli? Don't point that thing at me. This is a detective story. Charlie Mordecai is the detective. Degenerate aristocrat and amoral art dealer. And that's all I needed, really. There is a more detailed blurb. Chief Superintendent Martland is looking for a stolen Goya and thinks Charlie either has it or knows where it is. Unfortunately, he's right. Worse still, possessing the painting is proving to be something of a liability for poor Charlie and his thuggish manservant, Jock. Because if they're not careful, some nasty men with guns are liable to make them very dead. Again, this made me smile. It looks like there's more of them, but this is the first one. So I thought this was a good place to start. So I'm going to give that a go and see what it's like. I was kind of so upset by Martin Amis messing about with noir thriller that I needed something crimey but fun to kind of remind me why those sorts of thriller and crime adjacent genres are my happy place, and I thought something new and fresh might be kind of good and, well, new to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Next up I'm a big fan at the moment of short reads, just things that you can kind of, you know, whiz through and not get too bogged down in, because it doesn't feel like too much of a task to start, and at the moment I think starting is kind of my weak point. So I picked up All My Friends Are Superheroes by Andrew Kaufman. I mean, if the cover alone is enough to make you stop and what have you. So the blurb on this one, it says, all Tom's friends really are superheroes. Tom even married a superhero, the Perfectionist. But at their wedding, the Perfectionist is hypnotised by her ex, Hypno, to believe that Tom is invisible. Nothing he does can make her see him. 6 months later, the Perfectionist is sure that Tom has abandoned her and she's moving to Vancouver. She'll use her superpower to leave all the heartbreak behind. With no idea that Tom's beside her, she boards the plane. Tom has until they touch down to convince her he's there, or he loses her forever. I mean, how could you not? Really? Seriously. Then we have a couple of graphic novels to finish up with. So the first one is one that I've had my eye on for a while. I've been meaning to pick up, and I keep putting it in my Amazon basket and then taking it out again because other things kind of take precedence, and when you've got a budget, you kind of make choices. So this is The Many Deaths of Lila Starr. This is by Ram V. This is Ram V. I quite like a lot of Ram V stuff. So I'm looking forward to this one. The colour palette on these pages is fantastic. It is saturated. It's a really saturated graphic style, and I'm on board. I'm here for this, so I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, so I will report back whether or not I enjoy that one. And this one is Marguerite. This is not a biography. Again, I've had my eye on this one for a while, and when I saw it in store, I thought I would pick it up while I had the chance. This one is about a man who puts on a bowler hat, and it gives him the ability to see the life of a famous artist, whose name I can't remember at the moment. Well, Marguerite, obviously. Rene Magritte. And he needs to either tell Marguerite's story or deal with living with these flashbacks via the hat forever. It's a magic hat. It's the only way I can explain it. And who doesn't want to find out more about a magic hat, regardless of what it does? So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one as well. So that's what I bought in Edinburgh. I've had a fantastic time. If you're in Edinburgh, go book shopping. It's outstanding. I also popped into Elvis and Shakespeare on Leith Walk. I didn't buy anything in the end, but for rummagability and an excellent selection, there was some really good stuff in there. And I popped into Vinyl Villains. I didn't buy because I do not have space in my luggage to keep vinyl safe while I'm transporting it, but I did pick up the Travelling Wilburys complete CD for my car. But yeah, so the music and book shopping in Edinburgh is actually top drawer. Anyway, I'll report back once I've read some of them and let you know how I get on. I hope everyone's alright. I'll see you next time. Bye.